Yeah, no, certainly, Deirdre, this is a war of words between two tech giants, and it really comes down to a new feature that's part of the iOS 14 operating system, and it's called App Tracking Transparency. And in basic terms, it's going to give users the choice about whether apps can track them for ad purposes. And importantly, it's also limiting the sale of information from those apps to data brokers. Some privacy advocates like this new feature. They encourage Apple to implement it ASAP. The feature, though, has been delayed until next year so that developers have time to update their systems. Apple, in a new letter reviewed by CNBC to these privacy advocates, defends the feature, explains why it's important, and also takes a shot at some tech peers that oppose it, like Facebook, saying Facebook executives have made clear their intent is to collect as much data as possible to develop and monetize detailed profiles of their users. And this disregard for user privacy continues to expand to include more of their products. Now, Facebook says this new feature is going to negatively affect its ad-supported business model and responded with its own blistering letter saying they, meaning Apple, are using their dominant market position to self-preference their own data collection while making it nearly impossible for their competitors to use the same data. They claim it's about privacy, Facebook says, but it's about profit. The core issue here really does come down to data, what's collected and what's done with it. Apple, by selling hardware, not advertising, can afford to collect data very differently. It can minimize that collection and anonymize it, and clearly believe that's a key advantage when marketing those products and services. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Josh, this is really a kind of cold philosophical war that's been going on between Apple and Facebook for quite a while. Over the past couple of years, we've seen Apple come out with these technologies like differentiated privacy that allows them to not even really collect data in the first place to then have to anonymize it. They just don't know specifics about their users, so they can have deniability, whereas Facebook is collecting these profiles. I wonder, does this explode out into the open when the antitrust heat comes on and we get people testifying?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch, because what you do have, as you point out, John, you have simply different policies, different ways of approaching this issue. You know, I mean, Tim Cook can know a lot about Josh Lipton. When am I not on this device? But they have structured their policies differently, their systems differently. They're selling hardware, not advertising. That is an advantage here, to your point, because yes, Apple can say we may collect data, but we can minimize that data. We can anonymize that different. It's simply a different policy, which they can afford to because of the very different business models at work here.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.